Welcome to Ab Initio Legal. Today we are discussing tips to remember parts and schedules of Indian Constitution. We all know Indian Constitution is the lengthiest constitution in the world. Hence, most of us find it difficult to memorize parts and schedules of Indian Constitution. Of course, when you start studying more and more about Indian Constitution, you will by default remember different parts and schedules. But from the examination point of view, from the entrance test or your regular semester examination, or from the formative exams perspective, remembering parts and schedules of Indian Constitution is really essential. So now I'm going to discuss a few tips from different sources I have gathered, and I have changed it bit so that I can make it more easier for you. But you have to make sure that you are reading, all the parts of Indian Constitution. You are making sure that you have detailed explanation on all these parts, so that when you look at the words, keywords which I have mentioned here, you are able to explain or elaborate it, right? So 25 parts of Indian Constitution you can remember with these two sentences. Kindly note here all the red letters which I have marked here and written in block represents starting letter of each word or each keyword on which each part of this constitution talks about. So you can fly directly from US to UP to meet child of Smita and Rohan. Just imagine that your friends Smita and Rohan got married and they are settled in UP. So you have to meet their child now for the first time. So you ask suggestion from someone. So you have this suggestion you got. Your WhatsApp you can fly directly from US to UP to meet child of Smita and Rohan. Friends take sweets to eat. Sister only eats momos as tasty snack. Right? So these are the two sentences which you have to remember, and you have to make sure that you have this in mind as it is, as those red letters highlighted. So just I'll give you 2-3 examples how you can correlate this. Part 1, Union and its territory. C, Part 2, citizenship. F, Part 3, fundamental rights. D, Part 4, directive principles of state policy. And then you have 5, F, Part 4A, fundamental duties. Right? So this is how you can just correlate from here. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this or save this video, and you can come back later to go through the explanation. But if you remember these two sentences, it is easy for you to arrange your parts of Indian Constitution as it is arranged in Constitution originally, right? So then let us talk about schedule, right? So you have 12 schedules in Indian Constitution. So let me take you through one by one. First schedule deals with the name of states and union territories, also territorial jurisdiction of states included in this first schedule. And second schedule deals with provisions related to allowances, privileges, emoluments of President of India, Speaker of Lok Sabha and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, governors of Indian states, Chairman of Rajya Sabha and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Legislative Assemblies of Indian states, Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Legislative Councils of the Indian states, High Court judges, Supreme Court judges, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, right? CAG. So you have second schedule dealing with provisions related to allowances, privileges, emoluments of these categories what I have mentioned, right? You can go back and take a notes of it. And next, third schedule contains the forms of oath and affirmation for Union Ministers of India, members of parliaments, which you call them as MPs, and parliament election candidates, Comptroller and Auditor General, Supreme Court judges, state ministers, state legislature members, state legislature elections candidates, and High Court judges, right? So third schedule contains the forms of oath and affirmation of these categories which I have mentioned just now. Fourth schedule deals with provisions in relation to the allocation of seats for states and union territories in the Rajya Sabha, right? So fourth schedule deals with provisions in relation to the allocation of seats for states and union territories in the Rajya Sabha. So fifth schedule deals with provisions in relations to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes, right? And then you have sixth schedule that deals with provisions in relation to the administration of tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram, right? So seventh schedule deals with the three legislative lists, union list, state list, and concurrent list, as you study in detail in future different session. And eighth schedule deals with the 22 official languages recognized by the Constitution of India, right? So your eighth schedule deals with the 22 official languages recognized by the Constitution of India. So I can name those languages like Assamese and Bengali, Bodo, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Maithili, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Oriya, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sandali, and Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, right? So then you have your ninth schedule. It deals with the state acts and regulations of land reforms and abolition of the Jamindari system. It also deals with acts and regulations of the parliament dealing with the other matters, right? So then you have 10th schedule, which deals with provisions related to disqualification of the members of parliament and state legislatures on the ground of defection, right? You have to remember this word, on the ground of defection, correct? So 11th schedule. So this 10th schedule was added by the 52nd Amendment Act of 1985. Please note this down, which is also known as anti-defection law, which was added in 52nd Amendment Act of 1985, and this is also known as anti-defection law, correct? So then you have 11th schedule that deals with provisions that specify the powers, authority, and responsibilities of panchayats. Remember the panchayats, correct? So your 11th schedule deals with the provisions specify the powers, authority, and responsibilities of panchayats. So this was added by the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. 12th schedule deals with the provisions related to the powers, authority, and responsibilities of municipalities, right? So 12th schedule was added by 74th Amendment Act of 1992. So how do we remember this? This, years of old PM, this is what I have found in website, but I felt it is not that good to, bring in a responsible position to here as a tip. So I just slightly changed it. Tears of old poor man, right? Tears of old poor man. So you have to consider these block letters marked in blue to remember this. Tears of poor man, tears of PM, tears of old PM. So now, first schedule T, territories. Second schedule E talks about emoluments, and third schedule A talks about affirmations and oaths, and fourth schedule R Rajya Sabha, fifth schedule S scheduled areas, sixth schedule other areas, seventh schedule federal structure. 8th schedule, official languages. 9th schedule, land reforms. 10th schedule, defection laws. 11th schedule, panchayat. 12th schedule, municipality. So these are the one keywords that you remember so that you can elaborate in detail schedule wise, right? So this is for the day. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe now for more law notes and tips. I'll get back to you soon. Thank you. Take care.